Welcome to another episode of the Wild Mom Podcast. Whether you're tuning in live or you are listening on your favorite streaming platform, I am so excited you're here and I welcome you to this space where we are opening up the conversation about high vibrational motherhood, about cosmic motherhood, and about really entering into that space where you have unshakable confidence and unwavering trust to use energy healing with your kids to parent against the norm and to really access the wild, the wealthy, and the wise motherhood archetype. So welcome to this space. I'm so excited for you to be here. As I mentioned before, everything here is streamed into the Wild Mom Tribe Facebook group. So if you have not joined yet, it is a free community. I welcome you to that space because here you can ask me any and all questions that you have on each of the podcast episodes in real time. So this is an opportunity for you to get that one-on-one support from me without having to pay anything. So it's an absolute benefit to being in this community, and I absolutely love doing it. So without further ado, let's get into this week's episode. We are talking about how to be a wild mother in a toxic environment. So we know that, especially if you're living in North America, there's a lot of toxicity around us. There's a lot of toxicity in the water that we drink, the food that we eat, the air that we breathe. And if you're like me and you're wanting to raise your kid to be spiritual and conscious and aware and holistic, it can sometimes seem very daunting to raise your child in this day and age. I know that for myself, when I was growing up, there weren't nearly as many toxins, parasites, bacteria, EMF waves that we have now. And so our child's development compared to ours is going to be vastly different. I know that it's so common for people to say, well, we're fine and we used to eat grains when we were growing up, and now it's proven that consuming grains when you're under the age of 2 leads to a multitude of health issues. And so you can hear these phrases over and over and over again of, well, we grew up with this and we were fine. We turned out great. But the truth is that our world has changed. Our world has changed in a way that we need as wild moms to really harness the tools that we have in order to fully support our children's development. And now I'm not just talking about physical development. I'm talking about the mental, physical, emotional, and energetic and spiritual development. This is something that I'm so passionate about is in supporting my daughter's spiritual development. And that means that she can't have toxins in her body. She can't have parasites. She can't have spirits attached to her. She can't have interferences in her auric field because that's not going to allow her to thrive. And yes, eventually it's going to also affect her mental, emotional, and physical state. So what do we do as wild moms? Because we can't just simply, I remember there was a comment in the Facebook group right before I hopped on here, and it was so funny because I completely agree. It was sometimes there's just so much toxicity in the world that I just want to run away, just be bare naked with my children and just be off grid. And honestly, I wish I could do the same. I kind of sometimes wish that I could just, go to a different planet, a planet that is a utopia, is all about healing and spirituality and consciousness, but we can't. We are, and we have chosen to come to Earth, and we have chosen to come to Earth at this time. Our children have decided to come into Earth at this time. And so we have to honor that they came here for a reason. And one of the reasons they came here at this time with all this toxicity in our environment is because it's asking us as moms, as wild moms, to wake up to the fact that we have such an important responsibility and duty to nurture these new earth children's development, to change the way that we see things, to change the way that we show up, that we behave, that we think. And that includes removing us and removing ourselves from the toxic environments. Now, when I'm talking about toxic environments, there's a couple of different things that I want to touch on. We have the toxic environment of relationships. So I know for myself that I used to be in a very toxic, somewhat emotionally abusive relationship before I met my husband. And I think back now to how grateful I am that I chose to get out before I had my daughter, because I know that that will impact her mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual state. Our parents, so us, we are the parents to our kids, the way that we interact with our partner, with the people around us, whether it is grandparents, friends, or a partner, if it is toxic in any way, meaning that there is hate being sent out, there's a feelings of resentment, of anger, of frustration on a constant basis, that is going to be sending information to your kids, especially if you're still breastfeeding as a mom. It's going through your breast milk to your kid, but also just energetically as they witness it, it's going to affect how they see the world. And that we know between the ages of 0 to 7, your children's belief systems are being instilled, meaning that those first 7 years, everything that they're witnessing, you want it to be of the highest vibration. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get angry or you can't get frustrated. I'm going to do a whole another episode of what to do when that happens and how to release the trauma from your kids. But what I'm saying is that if you know that you're in a toxic relationship, it is your duty as a mom to get out, because that is the first place where we are going to experience toxicity in our life that is going to affect our kids. We focus so much on the toxicity external from us, whether it is, again, we can talk deeper about it, but laundry detergent or EMF waves or so on and so forth. But we forget about the deep soul relationships that we have and that are being formed and how it's going to affect our kids. Now, within that first 2 years is when the root chakra and part of the sacral chakra are being developed. So again, this is where your child is developing how they see the world and how they feel safe in the world, in addition to how they see relationships. So if you're in a toxic relationship, if you're in a toxic environment where there is a lot of fighting, there is a lot of yelling, there is a lot of resentment, there is a lot of bickering, of maybe saying hurtful words, or even you just holding on to energy that you haven't released yet, your child is going to feel that. They're going to pick up on that, and they're going to experience similar events later on in life that we don't want to have them go through. We want to be able to ensure that our kids see relationships as a divine interaction. We want them to have a healthy connection to relationships. So that is the first step for you. If you're in a toxic relationship, find a way to either heal that or step away from that. This is important for you and your child. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the other toxins in our environment and what to do about it. So my husband actually recently told me this. He loves to do fun facts of the day. And his fun fact of the day one day was, the most carcinogenic item in your household is your laundry detergent. And I was blown away because this is not something that I really thought of. Thankfully, I've switched over to natural, toxin-free laundry detergent. I even sometimes use my Kangen water machine in order to clean my clothes, which is just water. But a lot of us are unaware of where toxins are just hiding in our everyday products. And the reason why laundry detergent is so toxic is because it goes into our clothes, which attach to our skin, and our skin has so many receptors to it. So it just picks it up and it goes through the bloodstream, and then there you go. And when we think about what we're washing our kids' clothes in, if we're not washing our kids' clothes in toxic-free laundry detergent, you're already putting toxins in their body. They're already going to have heavy metal poisoning. And this is something that's very, very common. It's happening more and more in kids, is that they have to do heavy metal detoxes. Why in the world do our kids have to do heavy metal detoxes? It's just a clear sign that there is so many toxins around us. I found out as well that baby lotion isn't regulated. Baby detergent, baby shampoo, conditioner isn't what's the word? My God, I just lost it. It isn't regulated. So they can pretty much put whatever they want in it, and there's no governing body of what passes as something safe and something unsafe. How insane is that? I've been getting on a huge DIY kick because I'm realizing all the toxins around us. I make my own deodorant now because I realize that there's so much, again, carcinogenic that you're putting in your body. And because I am breastfeeding, I do not want to give that to my daughter. I do not want to pass that along to her energetically or physically through breast milk. And so you have to be aware of where there are toxins in your household. So I would do a little inventory of everything in your house and ask yourself, is this toxic? I don't wear perfume anymore because I know that that is also toxic. It interferes with your endocrine system. It changes your natural smell that is also going to help you bond with your child. And I know it's also going to affect my daughter's endocrine system, and I'm not willing to take that risk. So there are tons of ways in which you can remove those external toxins that are in your household. One of my favorite ways is DIY. If you just do a quick search on Pinterest, you will find hundreds of different recipes to make deodorant, toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, lotion, salves, and ointments that are going to help you and your child. I personally absolutely love my Kangen machine because it can be used to clean the house, clean windows, clean my clothes, clean my food. Like, we use it for everything. And it's just water. So knowing that, having that reassurance that everything my daughter's interacting with is safe. She can pick up the toilet cleaner. She can pick up the everyday cleaning solution. I don't have to worry about her possibly ingesting that and having to call poison control. I know that it's just water, it's just essential oils. And so there are so many different ways that you can do a quick search and find tons of ways for you to switch out your toxic products for non-toxic ones. So that is those everyday products. Now, let's talk about the toxins of EMF waves. EMF waves are electromagnetic frequencies that interfere with your own vibration. It interferes with your cells communicating to each other. It interferes with the receptors in your body. It interferes with your thoughts, your emotions. It interferes with everything because we're all vibration. We cannot escape it. Since 5G has come out, it is everywhere. We cannot escape EMF waves. What we can do, though, is protect ourselves from it. So there are so many new innovative products that are coming out. I know for myself, whenever we are on our phones, one, never put it near your head and never allow your kids to put it near their head. This is huge, okay? The second one is get products. I'm not sure if you can see. If you're watching this live, then you can hopefully see in the video. But it is an EMF protector on my phone. It's a simple ring, but it interferes with the electromagnetic frequencies. So that way when I'm on my phone, when my daughter just picks up my phone, I never let her play with it, but she picks it up, then I don't have to worry about her energy being interfered with. I also make sure that I use shungite on all of my other electronics. So I have shungite on my desktop, my laptop. We put it near our TVs. We put it on any microwaves. We don't actually own a microwave, but if we're visiting friends, whatever, we'll put on a microwave. And also make sure your kid never stands in front of the microwave when it's on. Little things like this can make a huge difference with the amount of toxicity that they have in their life. So find EMF protectors and use it. I know, I believe his name is Dave Asprey, but I have to double check. But the father of biohacking, he actually just created a product which is EMF underwear. So you don't have to worry about any of the other products to put on your electronics. You simply just wear underwear and you're protected. And I am looking into creating that for babies so that way babies can have protection from EMF. So there's so many amazing products out there. Look into them. Invest in them because you're investing in your child's spiritual development, you're investing in your development, and it's going to help you now and later on down the road when everyone else around you is suddenly having more and more health conditions and you don't have to worry about that. So, another amazing product that I use on a daily basis for my daughter and myself is grounding products. Now, the reason why I love grounding products is because it helps with the healing process if you do have toxins in your body. So, again, depending on how soon you catch this, you may already have some of those toxins in your body, in your kid's body. You may already have those heavy metals. You may already have higher cortisol levels and so on and so forth. And so grounding products is a very powerful way to allow the healing to happen on a natural field. So grounding products, and I have actually a grounding mat under my feet right now as I am interacting with you guys, because again, it helps with the EMF, but it also helps to center my energy, to ground my energy, to ensure that I am removing myself from all those positive free radicals that are just floating all around us all the time that we pick up from these toxins, and adding in the negative ions to allow healing to take place on a faster scale. Now, the great thing is about grounding products is that they're coming out with more and more different innovative ways to ground yourself. And one of my favorite is grounding sheets. I just bought a pair for my parents because I've been obsessed. I have them on my spare beds in our house. And I also have them on my bed that I sleep with my daughter on. So like, if you don't know, I co-sleep with my daughter. So we have our giant king size bed and I have grounding sheets. So since she's been born, she has been grounding every single night for 7 hours. And she has rarely been sick. She had a little acid reflux at the beginning, and it helped her to sleep so much better. And so it's also beneficial to help your kids sleep. It's also beneficial to help them heal, to help you heal, to give you energy throughout the day. Like we can talk so much more about grounding for moms and for kids, but this is also a powerful way to help you heal from the toxins in this environment. So I have my huge long list. I want to make sure I cover everything. Another thing, and another place that toxins show up that we really want to focus on as wild moms is the food and water. So if you have not invested in my personal favorite, it's a Kangen machine. You can message me after and I'll share with you more about it. But a high quality purifier, one that will put the electricity back in your water. If you do not have that, I would highly suggest that you would invest in that. This is because when we are drinking dead water, it's doing nothing for us. It is bloating our cells. It is creating more dis-ease and it is healing. And this is something that is not talked about very often, but when you enter more into this wild mom space and this cosmic mothering space, you'll realize that you have to be so careful about what you're ingesting because there is information in everything that you are interacting with, including your water and your food. So if you're not eating organic food, if you're not eating high quality grass-fed meat, then you're also ingesting the trauma of those animals' death. You're also ingesting the trauma of the plant's death. You're also ingesting the pesticides and whatever else is put on our poor fruits and vegetables and food. It's insane. You're ingesting all that and your kids are ingesting all that. So that's why every single time we eat, we are cleaning our food with the Kangen machine. We even clean our meat. My husband takes care of that, but he cleans our meat with our Kangen water because it helps to remove so many of those pesticides that can even be on organic fruits and vegetables. Like you would be so surprised of what comes out of fruits and vegetables when they're labeled organic. Now, here is where we enter into more of the spiritual side of things. One of the things that I make sure I do every single day is I program and bless my daughter in my water and all of our food. Now, setting an intention for how you're interacting with something and blessing and programming your food to be nourishing, to be released of any pesticides, to go through you with ease and grace, and whatever else you want to program it with is so powerful. And it allows you, as a cosmic, mystic, wild mother, to be reassured that your children are taken care of. It is an incredibly powerful practice, and you will actually notice a difference in how the food goes through you. You will notice a difference in how you feel. You will notice a difference in how your thoughts are, your beliefs are, and your emotions are, because now you're ingesting what you're putting into that food. So I make sure I thank whoever took part in the growth and the delivery of the food. I make sure I program my water with either abundance or prosperity or love or healing. I also have somatic discs that I put under my water to put the frequencies of, again, healing, 432 hertz, whatever is on that somatic disc, into the water. And these are simple things that you can do, and it only takes maybe like 30 seconds. And even as a busy mom, you have 30 seconds. And especially if you know that those 30 seconds are going to create a massive impact for your children, you will do it. If you have not done it, this is your message to do it, because it is so simple and so powerful. And these are the theta healing techniques, including so many more, that I do for myself and my daughter every single day. I remember talking to another mystic mom who learned more about how to do theta healing on her kids. And she was saying, Emily, it's so simple. It's so quick. I actually don't know what else to do with my time. I feel like it should be so much more, but I don't know what else to do with my time. And that's why I love incorporating this into my daily practice with my daughter, because I'm releasing toxins. I'm programming her food, her water. I'm ensuring that she is protected from all these toxins and completely healthy without having to do much, without having to take time away from her, without having to invest in a crap ton of different products. It is simply just setting the intention. And this is something that I do even if I'm out somewhere and I don't have all of those products that I like, including my grounding mat or my Conga machine or my shungite. I turn to theta healing, and I turn to these simple energy healing practices that will allow you to remove toxins, will allow you to protect your children, including so much more. So there are so many different ways that you can thrive and your kids can thrive even in a toxic environment. But it's your job as a wild mom to take those steps in order to do so. And if it doesn't feel easy for you, if it feels overwhelming to think about all the different places that toxins are in your house, to think about all the different products you need to invest in, I have a download for you. So close your eyes, center your energy in your heart space, and would you like to know what it feels like to navigate these toxins in your external world with ease, grace, and flow? Do you know how to tune into your intuitive abilities to know where these toxins are around your home and to replace them with ease and grace? To have all these synchronicities line up for you in order for you to do all of this with ease and grace? Do you know what it feels like when, how to, when it's possible for you to program and put intentions into everything that you do in the highest and best way with ease, grace, and flow? And if you would like all of this, just simply say yes out loud. Okay, Mystic Mamas. There's a lot of information that came through in today's episode, so I am going to be concluding now. I am sending you so much love. Again, if you have not yet, make sure that you follow along to the Wild Mom podcast, share with another mom who needs to hear this and maybe has been putting it off, and leave a review in order for us to get this message out there to have more moms cosmic mothering and raising new earth children in the highest and best way. I am sending you so much love. Have a great day.